I think we're here. Welcome everybody. SEO Vault 152. It's your special host for the evening, Michael Milas, here with Bucky Helms and our special guest, Mike Merlino. Let me go through a quick little shindig that Chaz has here. Join us every Thursday, SEO Vault, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. if you're Central like me. Every week we go over SEO news, analyze the current SEO industry, results, what's getting results today, all that good stuff. We're on our favorite podcast sites. Download us, take us in your pocket, and yeah, all that other good stuff. How's everybody doing today?
Good. I'm chilling. How you doing?
Mr. Mike Merlino, I'm glad to have you on today. Thank you for joining us. It's going to be anyone who doesn't know Mike. Actually, I'll just segue right into it. Mike Merlino, you're speaking at the local Mastermind event, right? SEO coming up news, in analyze the current, September here. So if you are not going to that, you definitely should sign up and make sure to join. I'll give some more information about that. We have some more perks and bonuses for people coming. So if you already have a ticket, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you some exciting updates. If you don't have a ticket, definitely stay tuned because we got some awesome upgrades for everyone who's coming to the event. So with that said, Mike, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you're from, what you're going to be speaking about at the event, and so on?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm 44 years old, small business owner. Stumbled into SEO, trying to do stuff for my own business. That was at least 6 years ago, and just became. I don't call myself an expert, but I just became really good at ranking GMB. That's what I can say with confidence. Part of that, and again, I'll say part of that, right? Not just the main ingredient, but it's CTR manipulation. I love messing with CTR and manipulating things and twisting them and force feeding Google to or their algorithm to read what I want them to read or pick up on what I want them to pick up on, so I can get knowledge panels and make my brand, whether it's a lead gen or not, seem like the dominant player in that area, right? And when you can do that over and over, rinse and repeat, it's a beautiful thing. So that's kind of in summary about me. I also know on-page SEO and all this other stuff, right? But it doesn't get me excited, right? You talk about maps and CTR, and that gets me going, right? But I can talk about all the other stuff as well.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, you're one of the few people. If you've watched the Vault before, I don't subscribe to CTR tactics. Not subscribe. I've never gotten results for it. Mike's one of the few people that I've actually seen his results. And his methodologies make sense because you're very heavy on brand traffic, right? It's not like we're gonna like. The one thing that we know for sure, and we've seen over the past 3-5 years plus, is Google putting more emphasis on big brands. And that's from day one. I remember talking to you about your CTR, and it wasn't like we're just hitting keywords and this and that. You were really trying to show Google that people cared about the brand and were searching for the brand for a purpose. And that's really what created value. And like I said, I'm definitely not an expert. I've tried CTR so many times. And then at the end of the day, if I'm going to do it, I end up paying someone like Mike to do it for me. So it's good to have. Yeah, go ahead.
With CTR, I say this humbly also, right? Like me and my partner, Brent, we made a course on CTR, which was a live thing, and then we packaged it up and we're getting ready to sell it sometime soon, right? But my point is this: after the second week, first week was basic stuff, and then second week was branded traffic week. After that, I don't want to say all, but 90% of the rumblings that I kept hearing that CTR don't work, right? In the groups and in the Skype groups, all of it just came to a fucking halt. A halt. Because after second week, you'll realize, oh, I was doing this shit all wrong. Period, point blank. Right? Because the way I do it, the way I show you, which is following the data that Google gives you, right? Everybody wants to force feed shit when they do CTR and just start, this is my money keyword. I want to start sending traffic to it. Bro, like, come on, son, this ain't the game, right? Like, I feel you. There was a time where that used to work, but it's not how it works now. You got to look at your search console, see what the data is telling you, see what impressions are showing up, but maybe no clicks, right? And then you start sending a click here or there. Because if they're showing the impressions, it's a reason they're testing you, right? Or you're doing something right, and the impressions are being shown, but there's no click-through yet. So when people say CTR don't work, I used to just laugh and be quiet, but then I kind of got forced into making a course, so I have to like defend myself a little that the shit does work. It absolutely works. And here's the theology behind it. Why do we do on-page SEO? Why do we build backlinks? Why do we do content? Whatever your SEO process is, right? Why do you do it, Mike? What's the goal? Like, why?
Rank a website.
And then when you rank the website, why? What happens? To get traffic, right?
Yeah.
Traffic leads to conversions, right? That's what we're all in this game for. Affiliate, I don't care what you're doing. Traffic. You need traffic. So if we could manipulate the traffic so that Google says, oh, look, this guy already gets traffic for these keywords or for this, whatever it is, let's start showing some more and let's show related keywords as well. Why wouldn't I fake that, right? Like fake it till you make it, the old saying. It's the exact street strategy I'm using with Google's fancy ass algorithm. A kid from Brooklyn, New York, right? Playing with the algo, manipulating.
Well, you actually look at what Google's what's actually happening though. You're looking at current traffic for specific words, what's already coming to your site, and you're considering that. Yeah. Like I remember, I mean, I would never. That's why I say I don't sit here and like talk shit about CTR. I've always said I just can't do it. The extent of my strategies was picking terms that were keyword or brand targeted and using some kind of software to send a random amount of 50 or 100 or whatever clicks a day through the shit was just random usually, right? Like there was really never, I don't think I've ever used like ever considered competitive analysis when it comes to CTR or even my own personal data, right? Like when I do on page, when I build backlinks, I do all that stuff. But when I do CTR, I've never actually thought of how to incorporate that. And the one thing Google has always said, they don't track website traffic and all this shit. They have never said that they do not track engagement on the SERP results. You can go look it up. They've never in their life said that they do not track essentially their on-page engagement. Like that's what I'm talking about. And that's really what I think CTR comes down to is, I mean, that's on-page engagement for Google. Yep. And there's something there. I'm not a master of it, but Mike's definitely figured something out for sure.
You have to mimic real user engagement. That's something we go over in the course a lot as well, right? Like in the different weeks, like you can't just throw whatever at it. Like for instance, right? If you go on your search console and you look at your referral traffic, right? Where are you getting traffic from, right? Like unless you're doing something really wrong, you have referral traffic coming in, right? So that's where you send some referral branded traffic through. And then the next step, keyword traffic through those same targets, like press release sites, right? Social media sites, whatever the top backlinks are in that niche. Those are the primary targets to send traffic because the traffic's there. Just intensify it. Like if I do a press release, right? And if you ever look at the traffic you get from a press release, it's about what, 2 days? Max, maybe 3 days, you really get some traffic, at least in my end. That's what I see, right? So what I do is I extend that a little bit. I make it go 5 or 6 days. This helps make my brand seem so much bigger. Then when you have social signals going out as well, right? When you have videos all over the internet, because I do a lot of video citations, when you have videos all over the web with the same target, it's the same anchor, right? The same title, same press release, same GMB post, same video, same Twitter moment, same everything. You start solidifying what it is you're trying to do, which is tell Google who you are, what you do, and where you do it. And the reason I do that with the same keyword, long tailish, buyer intent, money, but to someone else, oh, why does he want to rank for that? Because I know shit you don't, right? You chase this geo plus main keywords, stupid. I want where the money is. And I get the knowledge panels. Yo, Mike, I be chasing knowledge panels like crazy, bro. Everything I do is to get multiple knowledge panels on a GMB. Because the more KPs you got, and when you start KP stacking, you become the brand that dominates the area. And nothing feels better than saying, hey, put on your GS location, change your Chrome extension. All right, go to this location, type in this keyword plus city, and you have a knowledge panel, which is very hard to get and not super easy, but doable. Man, that feels good, right? Because you know you're getting them calls.
I just wanna first of all say that like the concept of you talking about like traffic through Facebook and other platform referral traffic. So CTR for me, that's been running a bot on Google search and sending traffic to the website from Google search, and not even considering sending traffic to the website from searching through a press release. Even like that was a whole nother concept, which I mean, I definitely have thought about, but I have never in my life sat down and like played around with that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think a lot of people don't realize is that CTR is just like on page or backlinks. There's no like quick fix. There's no push button solution. No. Like there's a strategy, there's an understanding. And I haven't sat down and taken the time to master that strategy. And Mike has, like he definitely has. That's the one thing I've seen from the results he's shown me, and just clearly from listening to him talk about it. It's things that I don't hear CTR people talking about, or people trying to sell their bot service or whatever else like that. So yeah, I'm super excited to dig into CTR more, especially at the event. So yeah, let me actually just jump into the brand updates real quick. So if you don't know about the local Master Marketing Mind event, that is September 16, 17, and 18, right? Correct. We have a 19. What's on the Monday morning? What's that, Bucky? It's honestly, I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, it's the 19th. I think we're gonna end up doing mid-morning on that. It's only going to be a couple hours, but it's more of a one-on-one mastermind with people who need that extra help getting started, extra questions and answers section, that sort of thing. So that'll be an additional add-on if you want to stay through Monday. I do think we're going to still do it at the same place. It'll probably be a smaller room at the hotel. The only thing that we haven't solidified with that is the exact time that we're going to do that, I believe.
Is that a part of the high level ticket, the top level ticket, or whatever that is? Or
I think even the top level ticket, it was still an available add-on. So whether you do that add-on or not, it's still going to be an extra on top of each ticket level.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I know I'm staying. The one thing I definitely didn't like was traveling home late at night on Sunday night from the event. And a lot of people usually stayed the next day anyways. So we decided to do, book a place where we could sit down or something the next day. So we'll be traveling out a little later Monday. If you want to stick around for that, obviously you're welcome to leave Sunday night too. So one of the biggest things that I mentioned earlier, though, is the people who are coming to the live event. We've actually added on. We were originally giving away the high level snapshot, which comes with our review management and a lot of other things in there. But unless you had high level, you essentially wouldn't be able to use this snapshot. So we decided that we wanted to make sure everyone that came to the event had all the resources available to them not only to use the snapshot in itself, but all the stuff that we're going to be going over as far as agency scaling, providing services. Chaz is going to be talking about implementing software as a service as an agency for client retention and many other things. I'm going to be going over omni-channel marketing and selling additional services in your company. So a lot of this is going to play into software. So whether or not you have the high level snapshot, if you're coming to the event live, the entry level ticket or the high level ticket, you are going to get an actual access to a sub account on high level with your snapshot. So I think entry level, the lowest level, you're getting 3 months. And then the mid level is 6 months. And then for the people that are getting the top tier ticket, they'll have a full 12 months with their own sub account, with our snapshot. They can use that for their agency, for email marketing, text messaging, reviews, all the stuff that they do internally to grow and scale their agency. I know even Eldar the Wizard, he's coming. He has done a ton with branding and marketing within his agency, and I think even software based. Even him and a lot of other people that are getting involved. Who we got? Chaz, Holly, Mike, obviously, Brock, Terry, me, myself, Alan Levings, Victor, Bucky, Eldar, and Jacob. Again, it's going to be a pretty awesome event. I'm super pumped for it. I can't wait for it. So now you're not only going to get the go high level snapshot, you're going to get access to the account if you're coming, or if you purchase a live event ticket. We're going to be going over CTR, like Mike said, omni-channel marketing, SaaS scaling within your agency, all types of stuff. I'm actually trying to just read it right here, but there's so much everyone's going over. So go check out on web20ranker.com. There's the tab in the menu, Mastermind tickets. You can go check out more details there. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. Do you got anything to add about the Mastermind, Bucky, or Mike, for that matter?
I mean, the only thing that I would like to mention is just like look at all the perks that you're getting. I mean, it's I don't know of any other event this year, because we did all our research, that is offering everything that we're offering, especially now that we've added in the Go High Level sub account access. You can literally run your agency on the back of Go High Level with what we're giving away, for free.
Yeah, that's a hell of a value right there. Just I mean,
That's hundreds of dollars per month.
like per month. Yeah, yeah. And a snapshot alone is worth a couple K, right? Depending on where you get it. And then
$3,000. Yeah.
You still need an account, right? Even if you get gifted a snapshot. So usually somebody give a snapshot away because they want to be an affiliate, but giving here's a sub account, bang, hold that. That's nice.
I think we're the only event ever that is not only giving away the event, right? Training and resources. I myself, I haven't even promoted this or anything, but you're going to get 1 full month free to a software that I have that allows you to scrape email addresses, access email and contact information from a list of business names, even, and locations. There's chat bot in there. There's an email service for cold emailing specifically, right? Because you don't want to use high level and burn up your emails for that. So there's a ton of stuff I'm going to be giving you access to, and I haven't even talked about that. But we're talking about high level access, like those, just the accounts, 300 to 600 plus a month, depending on what access you're getting, what services, all that stuff. And then the snapshot, yeah, I mean, I think we've, hard cost, we've spent at least 5K on our snapshot between people actually working on it and developing it. Like, it's $10,000 plus for us getting that review management and all that stuff that isn't just available in the standard high level, account. So yeah, it's insane. I'm super pumped for it. Anyone who doesn't get a ticket, get involved, you're just missing out. I feel sorry for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, and there's a lot that we haven't even really hit on in promotions either. That's one thing that over the next couple of days, I'm going to actually have a pretty good video put together that we can start pushing out. Because, I mean, we're getting pretty close to the event, but like the resource hub that you're going to get access to with all the recordings after the fact, they're going to have the recordings from last year's events. They're going to have all the, shared, what is it? Google slides or whatever, like the slides from all of the presentations, any and all resources that the speakers are giving away are going to be in there. There's a whole training series on how to sell SEO. There's organic training, there's local training, the agency accelerator series that Chaz put together. That's 1, 2, 3, that's 8-part series right there. We're talking about over 100 hours worth of video that you're getting just in that resource hub with training, actionable stuff, downloadables, white papers, email swipes. I mean, all kinds of stuff that's in there. It's insane the value.
Really?
And that the entry level access is 600. It's $597.
Yeah.
And like Daniel said in the comments, if you get entry level access live to the event, you still get all the perks. You could sign in remotely. Even if you can't get the plane ticket, hotel, and stay, you still get all the perks for the entry level access. Even if you don't show up to the event, if you paid for that access, you're getting all the perks for all those things that we offer in those different levels. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. If I wasn't personally involved and already had access to a lot of this, because I work with Web20 Ranker, one of the many perks of working with the company, I would pay the $600 just for the entry level access, whether I was coming or not. I ain't even gonna lie. That's just me personally. So that's crazy.
Especially if you need a Go High Level account, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 months of Go High Level right there. It's $297 a month for an agency account.
Right.
That's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, you guys are giving out a lot of I didn't even know all that stuff. I'm sitting here like, ooh, that's a lot of goodies. Get my hands on.
I'm speaking, but I might buy a ticket.
Yeah, right. I need access to that for sure.
Yeah,
especially the way y'all do stuff, because y'all always been, I mean, shit, back from the group SOP, everything so nicely formatted, nice and neat. So yeah, that
I mean, even all of our monthly campaigns now, if you don't know, SEO, GMB, if you have a monthly campaign with us that's a managed campaign, you're getting a full high-level snapshot you can get set up with your campaign. We literally just launched that. We're getting people integrated now. I know it's a massive amount. Like I just looked at the numbers today. I think we have almost 600 monthly campaigns in Web20 Ranker between managed links, GMB, and SEO. And that's not including all the sub-services and things we're running. So, but if you have one of those managed campaigns, you're going to get a full, not just snapshot, like the sub account for your client to give to your client as an add-on with their SEO campaign with no charge. Like that's a huge client retention bonus. It's
it's got review management built in as well, so it's even sticky. And that client's not going to want to leave you if you're doing their review management and their SMS and their email. Like that's why we did it, was for that sticky factor.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is everything that you could provide as a service and manage within that high level account for your client could be worth $500 to $1,000 a month. Mm-hmm. So if your client cancels and they want to give up the rest of it outside the SEO, PPC, whatever else you're doing for them, they lose the $1,000 a month service they're getting for free. You know what I mean? Like that's where that stickiness comes in. People will stay on for the $1,200 a month SEO just because they have the review management, email automations, pipelines, all that other stuff built into their company. And that's crazy. Like just how that, anyways, we're giving all that away for free with monthly campaigns. It's insane.
That is nice. GHL does a lot. It's very, very useful.
So I've got some questions in YouTube if you guys want to jump back into the CTR talk.
Yeah, let's do it.
So
this is on YouTube and stuff.
It's on YouTube as well.
We're doing YouTube.
I thought we was just recording just us. Like I okay, cool. Yeah, what questions we got?
So Jesse Ghostly says, with CTR, is there a way to set up an automation so that new blog posts can automatically get some CTR?
Okay, let me think about that. I can't heavy with it. Read that again for me, Bucky. I'm sorry.
So he's wanting to know if it can be automated for new blog posts as they get posted. I would assume on his website.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. So with RSS feeds, yeah. So it won't be like completely automated like the second it goes on. With IFTT, maybe that could be done, but I do it through RSS feeds, right? And through IFTT syndication networks, so that when something hits fresh, it's gonna go because I'm sending the traffic through a link that's feeding the RSS URL.
I got you. I would assume you could probably do that via Zapier as well because they watch our RSS feeds too.
And then, yeah, I was about to say, then you could probably do a bunch of more, a little bit more technical, fancier stuff with Zaps and some webhooks and stuff. You could do, even maybe API calls. I don't take it that far, but could be done.
Gotcha. And then this other gentleman asks, I missed the part about CTR boosting. How do we increase CTR? And then good attractive meta content. Any other life hacks around that? So how do we increase CTR?
So that's how do you increase CTR? So CTR is click-through rate. So how you increase it is by getting more clicks, right? So that you don't have just a bunch of impressions without clicks. You could do that manually with micro workers, with bots. That's how you increase it. Getting people to click through for certain keywords, or we start with brand heavy.
I like that yours is almost more of a tiered strategy. Like Mike was saying earlier, the only time I've ever tried same thing with like even using a software is like, oh, cool, I can do CTR with this software. I'm just going to send this traffic to my website. But I'd missed out on the strategy of, no, you should be sending that traffic to your last press release and send traffic to all 400 of those. Or send that traffic to, like this guy was asking about a blog post. Like it needs to be other than just the website. So in that mindset, it's almost tiered with your CTR strategy. So you've got traffic to a Facebook post, traffic to a Google My Business post, traffic to a blog post, traffic to, press releases, citation, like whatever you wanted to send CTR to in that tiered aspect. All of those things are linking back to the website anyway. And that's feeding traffic and clicks to the actual properties that you're using to build brand authority to that website. So you can get as deep as you want, I guess,
That's very impressive for that. Bro, that was great how you if you just got all that from what I said earlier, that was great because you need to get into the core, get you guys access to the course, right? WebRanker. Because you'll love it and I could already see that you see it, right? And then as you go through it and we discuss, me and my boy Brent, because my boy Brent is the scientist like right? My partner Brent. We don't go into a lot of detail. We just open up that Pandora's box for guys like yourselves that would just be off and running, right? Because then it all clicks. And it's like, oh, this ain't even just about sending CTR to rank. It's even deeper than that. Again, the knowledge panels, that brand prominence, right? It's not just, I'm trying to boost ranking. Of course, everybody, that's the main goal, get the ranking up. But for me, it's so much deeper, right? Like, of course, I want one keyword to rank. Of course, I want 10 keywords to rank. What I really want is to be the brand that is just the big player in the area.
I think it's obvious, like that's why it's actually working for you in Google business profiles, because you're building the brand authority. And with all of the stuff that you're linking back to, like you had to write those press releases, or somebody did, right? The brand had a new press release, then you sent CTR to that press release. Well, that press release is also giving you keyword relevance as well. So depending on what your content is, you're getting keyword relevance for that brand. And then as your CTR manipulating those offshoot properties, you're building up the brand authority, because Google's going to say, oh, wow, all these other things are getting clicked on, and it's all going back to that brand. So, I like looking at it in that tiered fashion and saying, well, that's exactly why CTR works for you, because you're doing it in that way. You're doing it to build that brand authority, and that's what Google wants to see. And if you're doing more so, getting more click-throughs on all of your stuff than your competitors are, obviously Google local is going to prefer your listing over theirs. So your brand authority is better.
And it's a kind of just the same thing with SEO. Like SEO stands for search engine optimization, which people don't realize that means that's not just Google, that's search engines, period. And CTR stands for click through rate. So that's clicking through to your website from a press release, from social media, from a blog, from anywhere, going to your website from somewhere else, and the engagement of clicking to that website, period. That is all part of, like, we've talked previously about like ranking locally in GMB. There's been a heavily correlation between local rankings and what are the top ranking sites in Yelp and Avo for like attorneys. Like if you want to be the top ranking attorney on Google Maps, be the top ranking attorney on Avo and Yelp and all the other, Find Law and all those. And Google will essentially have to recognize that you are the top ranking attorney and put you first, because they can't not deliver what the people are looking for, which is CTR. If people are clicking through to your site, if they're looking for your brand and people are searching for your brand and Google doesn't release, like it doesn't show your brand, then they're not providing the search that people are looking for. And then they leave Google. They go to Bing or wherever else to find that brand. And I've actually had this happen with some sites that Google just will not recognize the brand, whether it's an EMD or too close, and I'll search and I can't find. And then pretty soon I'm searching the exact URL with like the .com or the .io so I can find the site. And that's the exact type of stuff that Mike's talking about, where it's not just one concept of CTR. You really have to consider like the holistic strategy, which I've never done. And most of the people I've talked to that have failed have never done. They signed up to buy this software, throw in your keywords, have it search, scroll to page 10, click on your website, that kind of stuff.
And guys, also, I'd like to say, if I can, I'm heavy with GMBs, right? That's me. But CTR works for organic rankings as well, affiliate sites. It works to gain snippets, right? Like, I mean, I do a lot of shit with CTR, bro. Auto suggest, the keywords. I forget the terminologies of SEO shit at times, but the keywords on the bottom, all that gets manipulated. Images, right? Like, if you go to do a keyword search, I'm trying to have all those image buckets be my images on all types of properties, right? Here's one thing I'll leave for the audience, right? You got to let Google know who you are, what you do, and where you do it, right? How you tell them that is through content, audio, video, and then you tie it all together with schema, right? So that means you got to know SEO. CTR is the cherry on top. It's not a fix-all. When everything else is tight and right, and you sprinkle on that CTR, looking at the data, not forcing anything, it's the most beautifulest thing in the world, because it's synchronous. It's just synchronicity. It just flows. It's chi. It's beautiful. I swear it is.
That's amazing that you just said that, because since the very beginning in my business, I've always said the key to being successful in your agency or whatever it is you're trying to do is people need to know who you are, what you do, and where to find you. Those are the three. If everyone in this world knew those three things, you would be successful in your business, guaranteed. You don't even have to market. If you could get every single person in this world to know those three things, there would be enough market to buy just from that knowledge. And that's what I've always said. And that's just amazing that you literally, that's what Google's looking at, right? Who you are, what you do, and where you are. That's it.
Think
that's
about
crazy.
it. When someone searches Chinese food near me, what is their question? What is it that they're looking for Google to supply them? Who are the Chinese restaurants in the closest proximity in the area that provide that food that I'm trying to eat? Who they are, what they do, and where they do it, right? The proxy. It's just, I know, like, Google gets complicated with the patents and reading 700 pages or something and all that. And sometimes I skim through some of it, or people say, hey, Mike, take a look at that part. And it's very interesting, right? But it's not that complicated to me when I look at local. It's just not. It's not.
Yes.
It's a proximity thing.
Yeah, that search intent, and Google has been at it for years trying to figure out search intent too, depending on the phrase, right? So that's what we need to do as marketers is look at those same searches, figure out that search intent, and then kind of backwards analyze and say, okay, how are these searchers going to search? And then, of course, plan our marketing around that. That's what that keyword research comes in. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That search intent, that's, your number one thing. But
we go over that in the course as well, like search intent, right? Like if you're going to do CTR, right, you got to build it. Like first of all, let's rewind. Who's your persona? Who's your ultimate client, right?
Exactly.
Build it out. 30 to 40-year-old male, but whatever it is, build them out. Those are your personas. Okay. Now, how would they search? How are they going to search? Right? Because everybody just doesn't put in plumber Los Angeles, right? And then to get even deeper, plumber Los Angeles is a whole different world, right? Than plumber in some little town in Pennsylvania. It just is, period, right? Any search that happens in New York, Miami, certain parts of California, right? Chicago, it's a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Completely different. You can't set up a CTR campaign in a major metro the same way as in a small town. And I don't mean just because of the volume, it's the user behavior.
Yep.
New Yorkers they're not looking at reviews for 10 minutes on a GMB profile, my friend. It's click, 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 call, papa, send message, right? New York minute. So that's how I do CTR, bro. Real in depth, right? Like I gotta mimic my ideal customer and how they would shop, and then make 50, 100, 700 of those in my mind. And those are the different keywords. Those are the different Latin lounge. Those are the different referral sites they come from, right? Some people hang out on Twitter. Some people are Yelpers. Some people are different niches. They're in different social media sites. That's knowing your customer, right? Like I can't help you. CTR is not going to help you, but so much unless you know all this other stuff. Like, but if you know SEO and you know what we're discussing here on a good level, then CTR becomes so fun. It becomes a game. Because again, I'm force feeding Google to do what I want and receive the data I want to give them. How beautiful is that? That's like back in the day, right? Send a bunch of backlinks, spam it out, and rank. For me, that's how the CTR feels almost. Not that easy, but that's
be careful how you throw on. Be careful how you throw around that S word around here, Mike.
Which one?
The spam word.
Oh. Do I got to be careful? Can't use no spammy stuff, no black hat tactics.
The fact is, though, is that spam is, I only consider malicious things spam. Like that's my personal take.
When I say, I'm talking about like back.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
yeah.
And let me set something clear for anybody that has never seen me before. I am huge into karma. I don't do anything black hat Well, when I say black hat, to rephrase, I don't do any negative SEO at all. I don't report listings. I tell people not to do that because that's to be somebody how they feed in their family. I don't do nothing malicious against nobody, and I absolutely preach the complete opposite. If you can't beat them, step your fucking game up. Don't report them. Don't snitch. I'm from Brooklyn, bro. Snitches get stitches and end up in ditches. Stop it, right? Step your game up. So to clarify, I don't mean anything malicious or bad when I say like the word spam. I just meant spammy links back in the day before I was doing SEO, where you could just send a whole bunch of GSA
comments, all that fun stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not hacking sites and shit like that. That's the one thing. Like people think black hat, and it's such a messed up part of our industry. You know what I mean? In my opinion,
there's only one hat. If you're on this call, if you subscribe to anything and even know what SEO stands for, you black hat because you're trying to do something to manipulate the ranking. So stop it. So even if you don't do link building and you're just a content writer doing the best on page SEO. You still black hat. Stop it. You're an SEO.
Don't be malicious. Don't be malicious. Don't be malicious. That's it.
I call that negative SEO. But anyway, guys, I didn't touch on at all that I need to real quick. Brand, right? Brand entities. So if you're in a part in your SEO world where you don't understand and fully grasp what entities are and how they relate and correlate to your services and your website and your brand, that's something you need to learn up on immediately, because that's how you get Google to understand everything that you want to rank for, right? You have to. So for instance, if you're a plumber, on your website, you better talk about pipes and threads and all the different tools that a plumber should use, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If you're a roofer, talk about every type of roof there is. Even if you don't offer that type of roof service, mention it anyway, because you have to let Google know that you know about those keywords, which I don't even like to use the word keywords no more, but LSIs, right? Entities, right? Because sometimes the way they're used, it's an entity. You have to mention these things, because if you don't, your GMB is not going to rank for them, right? So the website feeds the GMB. GMB crawls your website, assigns your services, matches what your categories are in GMB, right? Then while it scans the rest of your site, it sees what content you're using. It starts pulling the categories with their algorithm that they have. And then they start testing your GMB for those new keywords, right? Here's the scoop. But if you don't talk about the different entities and the different keywords that trigger their algo, then you're never going to rank for those keywords. I don't care how much CTR you send.
I could honestly, you mentioned split testing your listing. Like I could talk for hours about like digging into that, the split testing and the rankings. And even I've been doing that in Search Console. I just realized what time it is though. I got to run through the news here real quick. Before we
Sorry,
run out
my
of
bad.
time.
I could get going. When we talk about brand, I get super excited.
I ain't gonna lie, like CTR is so much more interesting to talk about than anything going on right now in the SEO world. So yeah, like so first of all, there's California coming at Google about their hidden algorithms. So there might be some pressure on Google to release some information about their algorithms. So that's kind of interesting, right? If we could actually see the inside scoop. Although the fact is that you could read a bunch of their patents and still not know a damn thing. So even if they told you what the code was, you're better off just thinking like a human being, because that's what their AI is trying to learn how to do anyways, right? Also, the Google product review update, that's been kicking in. If anyone's been seeing any volatility from that, let us know in the comments. We definitely like to know more, especially if you're in like affiliate marketing or anything like that. I think those are probably going to be the bigger niches that are hit. Or obviously people that are doing fake reviews and things like that. So let us know what you're seeing. There was some content guideline updates, it looks like, for bloggers, hosts, e-commerce sites, and more. I didn't get to read into this much, so I honestly can't give you too much info on it. Let's see. I don't know if anyone else got a chance to read through any of this. It looks like it's pretty much guidelines about what good quality content is, though. So if you subscribe to the concept of quality content ranks, it's probably more in line with that. But the fact is if you have been interested in just providing content that is useful to your end user and will guide them in the direction they're trying to find, you're probably fine. So I'll probably read more into that. I'll give you more updates next week if it's anything of any importance, but I just saw that today. Other little side note, we're still 5 years into the Google mobile first index migration, and still sites are being migrated. So if you weren't prepared from day one for the mobile first indexing, that's perfectly fine, because a lot of people still aren't. So that's still in the works. Other than that, there's some SERP changes it looks like that could be playing around with. Google Business Profile is probably the most important. Looks like there is some expandable menus in search. Is this for managing your listing, more importantly? So Google's definitely building on the managing your Google My Business listing from the front end. More from the back end. Could be more of that push to get rid of the dashboard, so don't be surprised if you see that more often. But with that said, if you haven't started playing around with your Google My Business listing from the front end of Google and not the dashboard, I highly suggest looking at it. The past few weeks of Mad Scientist tests, I've gone over some verification methods and things like that. I was just in a private chat with a friend of mine last night or the night before talking about the fact that with all these recent changes, there's so many backdoors being opened. I don't want to say that again. No malicious, nothing malicious. Don't go out there and hurt anybody.
Loopholes.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever you want to call it, use them for good, okay? Be Batman, not the Joker, right? Go out and do good with your powers. With great power comes great responsibility. But the fact is, Google is doing a hard push for AI, using machine learning and AI to verify listings, to update listings, to do all types of stuff. And I will say this, that if you play around with the front end of Google, there's a lot of things there that haven't really been there on the back end or seem to be working in different ways. So with that said, actually, I might be going into some of that on the Mad Scientist this week. I've actually been super busy getting ready for the event and other things. So there may or may not be a major update. Definitely sign up to Web20 Ranker for the weekend update. Because either this week or next week, there will be a write-up about a lot of those changes and things I'm seeing with things you can essentially tell Google on the front end to get it to do things on the back end. Again, especially go explore that front end editing and functionality for Google My Business. A lot of changes going on there. Other than that, Google looks like they're maybe testing another people also ask section on the footer of search versus more towards the top. Another thing I literally just came across today. So if you're seeing fluctuations in search and you were getting traffic from those people also ask sections before, be aware that could be something that could be impacting that now. So that's all the news for this week. I don't know if anyone has any fun comments on that at all.
Let's check. I don't see any as far as any of the news comments on the news anyway. Jordan Pierce says Mike's escort service near me. Not sure what that was in reference to, but it sounds legit. I mean, if it's not a thing, it could be. I feel like you could rank for that.
That sounds like you just approved the validated that. So I guess I'm gonna have to start a local escort service.
Y'all could both start one, partner on one. He'll have one in Florida, and you can have one wherever you end up.
Nationwide escort service.
Mike's escort service near me.
We get franchise.
That's what you brand it. That exact phrase.
Oh, it's 110% Mike's escort. It might even be Milus escort service. I mean, Mike is just that's. I don't know if I want to let Mike in on this or not. I want to take the whole thing for myself because it sounds like there's money in it. You know what I'm saying?
Oldest profession ever, I think.
We had if we don't offend someone on the SEO Vault, it's not a true episode. I think so. Jordan's gonna cover all the GMB listings across the country, so don't worry. We got Milus Escort, or with me and Michael partner up. We'll do M&M escort service all across the country. Yeah, there you go. Jordan already came in with it before I even saw it.
JP will put him up. M&M Squared's escort service.
So we're not monetizing this episode then. Okay, good.
We pretty much. I think our measurement of success is how many Vault episodes we cannot monetize. That's how we know we appealed. We at least know we appealed to our audience, right?
Very true. Very true.
If we don't offend at least 98% of the world, then we aren't appealing to our 2% of the audience. That's just that's the way it works.
What do you think, Mike? If they want to pick Merlino's brain any further, they're going to have to buy a ticket, huh?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Or pay him for his time. contact him
Yeah.
directly. You know,
Definitely.
Come to Florida, come learn about, you know, that brand, setting up the brand and how to set it up.
And
That's
not only are
where-
you going to get to pick Mike's mind and master CTR, but you're going to get a high level snapshot with a sub account to actually use the snapshot 100% for free, anywhere from 3 to 12 months, depending on the level of ticket. Again, if you purchase and you don't make it live to the event, you could still join in remotely, get all the bonuses for your ticket, all that good stuff. So yeah, I think we should probably wrap it up. So I think it's been a pretty good episode. How's everyone?
weekend deals.
Oh, Bucky, you
So-
take away the weekend deals. Let's do that because I completely missed it.
If you were paying attention last weekend, we did LMM 20, so it's 20% off tickets. We decided to go ahead and do that again this weekend because we added the Go High level. But this will be the last time to get discounted tickets. I think it'll end at Monday. Monday at midnight, I believe, is when that code's going to end. And then we have the press, 20% off press as well. So both of those you'll be able to see up in the banner across the top of the site.
So just to be clear, Bucky, $600, $597 is the entry level ticket. Comes with the snapshot, the 3 months access, the high level, plus a bunch of other bonuses and access, right?
Yep.
And we're giving 20% off that. So that's only $480 for the snapshot and the high level access for 3 months, whether or not you make it.
Yep.
Man, I don't even know what to say if you ain't buying it. Like I really don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean,
you must have it all.
At this point, it's a no-brainer just for that Go High level access. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that just blows my mind, man.
It's almost messed up to say it like that, but then again, it's not, right? It's like just for the Go High level account, it makes sense. Like it really does.
I mean, we were on a call talking about this like the other day, and we're like, well, I don't want to give away, too much where we're devaluing things. And now I'm just like, man, you're getting like 12 grand worth of stuff, whether you show up or not, for $480. Like, holy crap.
Plus a bunch of training, plus a bunch of swipe files, plus a bunch of pre-recorded stuff from last event and years prior to that. I mean, the value's ridiculous. Even at the entry level, the value's ridiculous.
That's insane. Yeah, that's insane. I was just I buy it,
you guys.
Yes. So that's it. Yeah, let's close it out. SEO Vault every Thursday. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. Bucky, as usual, it's been a pleasure. Join us, download us on your favorite podcast platform, take us in your pocket, all that good stuff. Make sure you sign up for the local marketing mastermind. Crazy deals this weekend, 20% off on all those bonuses and stuff. So check it out. Other than that, we will see everybody next week. Right?
Sounds good.
Bye.
Bye, guys.